Good morning, Blues. On a lovely Sunday and also the day after our next preseason game yesterday against VfB Stuttgart, which ends our away trip to my home country, to Germany. Disclaimer, I couldn't watch the game yesterday. We had visitors and had to skip this one. But I still want to give my thoughts based on the live ticker I followed and also watching the highlights. First thing, again, results generally in preseason do not matter. But what I will say is, I don't care about losing in preseason at least if the loss is a result of the manager and the team trying to implement new ideas that have a realistic chance to feature in the upcoming campaign. If the preseason is used to progress the team by implementing new players, trying out new formations. If as a result of that, the team loses, I don't really care. Or if the team actually plays well, like in the first half against Stuttgart yesterday, they actually play well, play arguably the best 45 minutes of preseason, and are only down to one defensive lapse, I also don't care. What I do mind though, I mind losing also in preseason if you lose as a product of the same patterns, the same players, the same combinations that have let you down for year after year after year, and you even lose with that in a less competitive environment. And I think in the second half, and also in several other games of this preseason, this has already been the case. I think then losing feels frustrating, and it is only there is a glimmer of hope that if the manager sees that in preseason, okay, nice, preseason is the lesson. And now I think hopefully it will be a lesson learned that these patterns will not be sustainable for Everton and going into the new campaign. So this is how I feel about this loss. Now to be more concrete, I don't mind the first half at all because that was a very good half. We saw many encouraging signs from players who have not had a bigger role with Everton recently that they can make a big impact. Second half, kind of the same story as against Bolton and Stoke. Old players, players who have been with Everton for years after years, again, standout performers on the negative side. The combination in the end, even of course, Tarkovsky and Keane concedes another goal. Mykolenko being a horrible left back once again. Beto being unable to finish his dinner once again. These are very old, very typical Everton patterns we've seen year after year after year, and they have been visible all throughout the preseason. And against a little bit better opposition in Stuttgart, you concede not just one goal or no goal like against Bolton, but you concede 3 goals if these players are consistently involved in your starting lineup. Now let's talk some individual performances. On the positive side, I think we can mention once again Röhl. Again, he started as a right back, was then asked to play as a central midfielder. I don't know if he was asked as the most advanced or slightly behind Alcaraz, but looked like Röhl once again had a good game, features in several highlights. Yeah, once again, good game for Röhl. Did exactly what I wanted. Show that when you play in a more advanced central midfield role, that you can have a positive impact on the game. He did exactly that. Once again, strengthening his claim that he should feature in Everton's starting lineup. Another player who has to be mentioned now, finally, because he's had overall a pretty decent preseason, is Charlie Alcaraz. He has definitely taken his chance. He was pretty much sidelined by Moyes last season, and he could have easily taken a negative mindset, but no, he stayed positive. He's working hard, and he's reminding the Everton fan base that he can definitely be a difference maker. He's maybe arguably Everton's most advanced central midfielder together with Röhl, and it looked like he had another very good game. And the biggest positive of this game in terms of players, finally, Tyler Dibling had a good game. I saw his highlight reel in the first half, and that is definitely something that is a very good highlight reel. Maybe not he's not yet the explosiveness from Southampton, but there were many, 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 many positive signs. He beat his man on the outside, but also by cutting inside, assisting, shooting, just being confident and being able to get past his man. Very positive on Tyler Dibling. Very, very well rounded first half there. Everything you want to see. That was much, much, much better. Easily his best Everton performance so far in general. And that has to be a confidence boost for him. And please, Moyes, now you've seen this kid can play. It's up to you now. Your man management is required. Take that performance from Tyler Dibling and use it to build up his confidence. Don't immediately ban him to the bench as soon as Njai is properly fit again. No, Dibling needs to play. I claim either George or Dibling has to feature in each Everton side. We need these young, exciting wingers to progress and get better. And then on the negative side, it's almost getting boring by now, but let's mention them again. Disastrous half of football from Beto again. Yes, okay, you may say at least he gets into these positions, but my God, Beto's strongest arguments used to be compared to Calvert Lewin that he's clinical in front of goal. Where has that Beto gone? He's missing sitter after sitter, and I don't know what it is. With each season, he looks 2 or 3 kilos heavier. He takes ages to finish it, to shoot. I mean, look at that first chance, that gift from their goalkeeper. You can stop the time how long it takes Beto from the first touch to get his shot away. That takes almost 3 seconds. A clinical striker should take less than a second there. It takes forever for him to get his shots off, his passes off. He's slow in his head and his body also very, very slow. I think he has so far been maybe the worst performer of this preseason. Shocking preseason from Beto so far. And I said it also to some friends. If there is a serious offer, I would much prefer Everton to sell Beto and get another striker in. I already think Beto and Barry are a little bit too similar anyway. So having a striker with a slightly different profile would be better. But Beto has been disastrous, and I'm at a point where I'm getting angry watching him because he looks, unfortunately, when he's bad, he looks so incompetent. I know he tries, but no. If the selection is based on merit, based on this preseason, Beto has no claim to feature in Everton's starting lineup anytime soon. Then another player who has to be mentioned again, Mykolenko, caught out for the first goal as a non-factor once again on the left side, providing no support. Terrible preseason again, once again from Mykolenko. Just such a disappointing player. And Moyes keeps playing him. Why is Mykolenko having a guaranteed starting spot once again? Based on what? Based on what? He's shown nothing. He's shown nothing all preseason. Aston, whenever he comes on, he does something. Yes, he may not be the most polished article on the defensive side. He may cause some hiccups there, but he brings value to the team offensively. Mykolenko is a bad defender now, and he has never been a good attacking left back anyway. He has to be dropped. Otherwise, I think it's just this is not a on that level. He has no claim to say this is a meritocracy that he nominates players based on results and performances. But now that it's just based purely on names. And again, the other negative performers, all the center backs. Keane, when he came on, again, also shocking preseason. Tarkovsky only had 10 minutes, but that partnership again conceded the same goal we've seen for, I don't know, 10, 15, we've seen for the last 3 or 4 seasons. The defenders, in their natural instinct, dropping deep, leaving attacking players from their opponent team free at the edge of the box to have a free shot. Again, we conceded that goal several times and we conceded it again yesterday, the 3-1 for Stuttgart. And then I think he also has to be mentioned, even though we love him, Jared Brandthwaite. That defending for the first goal is frankly embarrassing. That was concerningly he overcommitted way too much on that first goal. That is just textbook bad defending. Don't give the striker the inside. That's what you learn as the first thing as a defender. Leave the player on the outside. Don't give him a better angle by cutting inside. And he overcommitted. And I also mentioned it against Hamburg. He had also some hiccups against Hamburg. Hopefully, it's just a sign that he's still finding his form, returning from injury. But I don't know. Couple of instances now where Jared Brandthwaite has looked unusually uncomposed. Like his composure, his calmness is one of his greatest strengths. And yesterday, to my surprise, once again, he looked a little bit panicky and was punished even more than against Hamburg. So now my main takeaways from this game. Takeaway number one: the center back partnerships of Tarkovsky and Keane cannot ever feature for Everton in a competitive game. This partnership is old. It's safety first, but it's a false sense of safety these two have because we ship goals with them in now. Tarkovsky unfortunately is in a bit of a decline, and with this center back partnership, Everton will always be in trouble. Oh yeah, that's also a point. I was so excited to finally see O'Brien and Brantwaite, and I was really disappointed that due to Tim's small injury, Moyes immediately went back to shifting O'Brien to the right. Why? This partnership is on paper your best centre back partnership. Why not give them a full game against a quality opposition where they can prove themselves? No sense of security from Moyes. Immediately back to putting Keane in and O'Brien to the right. So that I think also was a disappointing substitution from the manager there. Would have loved to see more of O'Brien and Brantwaite. Second takeaway, Dibling, of course, Tyler Dibling had his best game. We have to build upon this game for him. Moyes has to man manage Tyler Dibling and now build his confidence. Tyler Dibling is a player, and we could all see it yesterday. Finally, if you the brigade that just always said Dibling is shit, Dibling is shit. No, yesterday you saw this kid can't play. It was a friendly, but it was against a good opposition, and there were several undeniably positive aspects to his game yesterday. Give this kid a chance. And then my most controversial takeaway from this game concerns the most advanced midfield position, the number 10 position if you want. I have said this before and I'll say it again. Keane and Dewsbury-Hall is, in my opinion, not our best solution for the number 10. Yesterday, the best elements from Everton's game came through the middle. And who play there? Charlie Alcaraz and Merlin Röhl. These two are better number 10s in an Everton side than Keane and Dewsbury-Hall. Doesn't mean Dewsbury-Hall shouldn't play. He's our best midfielder overall, with Ghana maybe. But Dewsbury-Hall to me is a good number 8. He's maybe our best box-to-box option because he's athletic, technically good. He can help the build-up play. But these two bring more attacking drive in the number 10. Alcaraz or Röhl. If Everton plays a very defensive midfield pivot in Norgard and Ghana, one of these two will be the better partner in midfield. Moyes has a headache now how he lines up that midfield after the signing of Norgard. That will be very interesting. But if just based on names, we go to Norgard, Ghana, and Keane Dewsbury-Hall, which I suspect will happen, I think that is a mistake. The number 10, Röhl or Alcaraz, the better number 10 midfielders. Let me know, the people who watched the game, anything I missed, what you think is stood out to you in that game, anything that you think contradicts what I said, please comment below. I would like to learn. Otherwise, enjoy the rest of your Sunday. See you soon. Adios.